of referrals, we've worked on several projects in the past period. For instance, there was an investment from the UAE into Kazakhstan. We wanted to invest either through Singapore, so we involved our Singapore member, our UAE member, and the project went perfect. Fees were agreed, paid in time. It's really helpful and an efficient network in a sense. And people are cooperative, or the members are cooperative. We work on a continuous basis with our global members. Recently we worked with a cross-border restructuring in Spain. We worked for an investment in Kazakhstan with our Singapore and UAE office. There's so many referrals we work on, so it cannot pinpoint one.
Being part of an international network, of course, has a very important social networking component to it. But ultimately, we are all business people running a business, and referrals are extremely important because they are also a way to measure the effectivity or return on investment of being part of an international network. What we have seen in the past year, and we are a relatively new member, but the level of engagement we have had with other members in terms of inbound and outbound referrals is really considerable. And it feels like we've been a member for many, many years. We have had inbound referrals from a number of countries, to start with the Netherlands first, but also from other countries as well. And for ourselves, we have sent referrals to India. Can you imagine? So it was wonderful to have met Alif Fazalboy in London. And all of a sudden, we had a wonderful contact in India who was able to help us. It's an internationally operating bank, and we found a good partner to offer a client a seamless service. We have sent referrals to Belgium. We have clients asking for referrals to Thailand, Malaysia, Uruguay, Colombia, the US. So it's how wonderful is it if you then can be an alternative to an international global law firm, because we forge partnerships that fit as a glove for a client's request in that moment of time. So we are not limited to whatever we have available of internal resources. We can just pick and select the best possible options for our clients.
In 2013, when our firm joined IR, we were surprised to be designated as Firm of the Year. We realized that may have been partially related to the fact that we had about 40 partnerings or referrals out in that year. In the subsequent 6 years, PAMIR's referrals and partnerings, inbound and outbound, have increased each year. The reason for the increased involvement and engagement with IR and the increasing number of referrals is partially because of the growth of IR. Its geographic footprint has continued to expand, and our relationships have deepened and widened with more and more members.
Since we've begun our membership with IR Global, we have been able to refer to other firms in Mexico, China, Germany, Malta, Dubai. We've been to a number of the IR Global conferences. I think the one that stands out most right now is the one in Lisbon. It was just a wonderful experience. Everything was picture perfect. The weather, the people, the food, the activities. There was a lot of camaraderie around the group, and it was just fantastic.
We have been working with two law firms. One located in, well, basically it's around the States, United States. We assisted them to set all of the Mexican healthy legal matters for a huge healthy company. And we're working right now with another law firm located in New York and California in order to liquidate or to assist in a bankruptcy process for a Mexican company.
What's been really wonderful for us is the opportunity to obtain inbound work in Miami from clients referred to us by IR members. or to work jointly with those lawyers who have sent those cases or matters to us for assistance. But I actually get more pleasure out of sending work to other offices where IR members service the clients and either cooperate with us in assisting the clients or handle the matter on their own.
Through the conferences and otherwise, I've been able to meet a number of attorneys in other areas, particularly in Latin America and in Europe. I've had clients referred to me by firms in both Panama and Argentina, and early on, our membership started in 2016. Early on, I was able to refer a matter to an IR global firm in Australia. We had a client that was interested in having a joint venture for the sale of consumer products in Australia. He was convinced that he was going to do this on his own. He didn't need counsel there, and I was begging him to make sure that he had good counsel there. So I was able to find a firm that helped him. He was actually literally leaving my office to get on the plane to go to Australia. They were able to meet with him, and he retained the services of the firm, and they were able to help him with the matter and bring that joint venture to fruition. So I very much appreciated the opportunity to have that contact with a law firm in Australia that I would have not otherwise had.
Our experience is that people do approach us not just because of the Turks and Caicos Islands, but there is a common, perhaps misconception that the Caribbean is a small place and that we know everybody in the Caribbean. And I'm happy not to destroy that myth, but we are regularly approached by people asking for who we know elsewhere in the Caribbean. And our first point of reference will always be to the IR Global members.
One of the things I can remember just being at a conference, we had a good talk with Ulrich. We were able to utilize that relationship and be able to send him work, which was great.
I was contacted by a junior barrister in London that I do a lot of work with, looking on behalf of a client of his for a lawyer in California. And you know, it's a great testament to IR Global that he came to me to say, who through your network can you recommend in California? And I directed him to our members in California, and he's come back to me today asking for me to make a personal introduction. And that is a value that we greatly appreciate through having an international network.